Greetings and welcome to the next episode of the semi-grand campaign. Welcome, lords and ladies, my fellow sovereign, to Europa Universalis 4. Alright, so time to move on to the next chapter of our tale of the Netherlands throughout the ages, as experienced by me. We are now beyond the medieval setting, more or less, and we shall endeavor to see where we can find our place in the world, while our dreams of once controlling the vast coastline of, well, from the North Sea to the Atlantic, that is merely a dream, something perhaps thought of in future, but for now is definitely something we cannot strive for, because we are only a small little nation amongst many, many bigger ones, yes. So for this particular playthrough, I will be picking a slightly different position, because before we were playing as Holland, mostly because that was slightly easier, because there was already a Dutch ruler on the throne there, and we could just go out from there. I mean, I know you can culture shift in Crusader Kings 2, but I didn't want to go through the hassle of that and just start with something Dutch. However, this time around we are going to be starting with something a little bit closer to home for me, as in the Duchy of Brabant, which is where I'm from. Don't go looking up where I am. You'll never find me. Oh, that's a dumb thing to say on the internet. Anyway, that's not the point. Not the point at all. Because Brabant is in a somewhat unique position, I suppose, in this time, as we are currently, as Brabant, part of the personal union of Burgundy. Which, you know, was never taught to me in school. I mean, don't get me wrong, the particular period we're coming up and into was discussed, but at that time, that particular part of the Netherlands was being controlled by Spain, which at the present also doesn't exist. So, yeah. Alright, let's just start this up. We'll not be playing on Iron Man mode, for the same reason I wasn't playing Iron Man mode on Crusader Kings 2. Because frankly, I like Europa Universalis 4. Not as much as Crusader Kings 2 perhaps, but it can break so very easily, and I kind of want to have control of my own saves, so normal mode it is. No achievements for me. Achievements runs I want to do in the privacy of my own frustration, and not share it with the world. That would be a little bit too much. Also, I'm kind of hoping that my computer can actually handle this game a bit more, I guess. I have played this game before. I've actually gone to until the end date once or twice. But that was some time and many expansions ago. So I'm not entirely sure my computer can handle both this game and OBS at the same time, so just in case anything does go wrong, I'm blaming it on that. Alright, so what's our position over here in the world? We control Brabant. That's our capital. We have a fort in Antwerp. And we control Breda. And that's pretty much it. We are a vassal or a personal union under Burgundy. And Burgundy loves us, because we have the same religion, same dynasty, and we are in a union. We do not wish to be under Burgundy, because Burgundy has the annoying tendency to want to break apart, or rather for its leader to die in battle. And if that happens, you get an event called the Burgundian Inheritance, which causes chaos. Now currently the game is paused, so I can't really do much, and I need to wait until the end of the month before we can even declare war on stuff and anything, so Alright, so my first order of business is to find people that want to help me get rid of the yoke of Burgundy. And luckily for us, a contender has arrived. Burgundy has rivaled France. And they have rivaled Austria, which I don't think is particularly wise. Don't get me wrong, I don't want hostile relations with Burgundy. I kind of want to be partners with them. Sort of. Because if the Duke of Burgundy dies, I kind of want to inherit his lands. Which I'm told is possible, but for the life of me, I have never had it happen to me. Anyway, let's get things set up. Alright, so first off, you, well, I'm not gonna waste points on a leader just yet. You just go project trade in the English Channel, which is where we are. Our current home zone is the Champagne node, so we'll want to collect from here. And we may as well collect in the English node as well, because, well, that's where we are, for the most part. Yeah, I'm not entirely happy about our capital being here, but I'm not going to be spending points to move it. We are currently part of the HRE, although as a personal union under Burgundy, we are not in control of that, pretty much. So that's a point of contention, and, well, Austria may want to do something about that. They currently don't want to support our independence because they are neutral, but because Burgundy has made them enemies, that may be difficult. France will support us. Alright, well, first off, I'm gonna set I'm threatened by Burgundy, because I want to encourage people to give me support. Now, France will support me. Do I have the money for an advisor? Not really at the moment. We do have a general, I think. Nope, we don't have a general. Alright then. I don't have any vassal interactions. That was not what I was looking for. What is it? Yeah, it's a new game. I'm trying to explain it. Alright, so what do we have in the estates? I kind of want to get a general. Alright, go play with your ball. Is there any point in doing too much of that? Alright, well, give me a general. And then I'll do that. Doesn't make them disloyal for a while. They control this one. That's fine. Let's see. Do I want an admiral? And I'll just demand some diplo points. And I know, but kind of want to have something to do with these places. Yeah, I can't do much. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so I will want to open all this up so I can actually do some actions. Alright, so let's start building a spy network against Burgundy. And I'll ask you to support our independence. And I think that's pretty much all I can do. You start drilling. Alright. And off we go. Alright, so France will support us. And now, who else? Austria was still neutral about this. So, who else? Aragon. Aragon is probably not gonna be useful to us. Let's see, Denmark. Denmark could be useful. Too many diplomatic relations. Lithuania. Ugh. Why would you pick a fight with Burgundy? I mean, you could go with Muscovy. They are much closer. That's much easier as a rival. Alright, well, let's try buttering up Austria. That would probably be the strongest ally I could get. Alright. Money-wise, we are getting ducats, but Patik. So I could potentially afford an advisor. Right now, just want to get my tech and be happy. Not entirely sure about anything. Alright, once invasion. So let's talk about the goal for this particular playthrough. Well, first off, of course, is breaking free of Burgundy. Second is getting all the bits necessary to form the Netherlands, which requires that I have admin tech 10, be independent, have Zeeland, Amsterdam, Utrecht, Gelre, Friesland and Den Haag. So basically both of these, this one and that one, although obviously I will want more. And after that I want to form the Dutch Golden Age Empire, but successful. And yeah, this is where a bit of historical context comes in. I know when I talk about the Dutch Golden Age, there's some caveats to that. I am aware. And on the behalf of all the people that the Dutch have offended in the cause of history, I am sorry for what they did. This is a game. Let's have some fun. So we'll be seeking to establish a colony in North America and try to hold on to that. Get some holdings in Brazil, or well, in the Brazil area for the moment. Work our way around the Cape. Hold on to the Cape as best we can, and take Indonesia, which I believe is over here somewhere. If I'm guesstimating the map right. I mean, right now I can't see that far. But first, we do this. I mean, right now we are not in a rush. It is only 14:45. Nothing much is happening. And it depends entirely on what my liege is intending to do. Right, so got some events going on. The HRE is currently stable-ish. This will have to change eventually. I kinda also want to butter up the Pope, but there's not much point in it just yet because we have no cardinals and almost no papal influence. And to be honest, that will become much more important once we are actually independent. As part of our independence, however, we kind of also want to expand our territory a little bit, because we are in the region of Wallonia, which means I also kind of want these provinces. I want Flanders, of course, and I want, well, the rest of this stuff all together. So that means lots of wars. Now, I don't think I can count on any support. I mean, Flanders is neutral. So if I do ever... they like us. They're neutral towards Burgundy. Let's see. Surrender of Maine. Alright, so France is going to war with England for their bits of land. That's fine. That's not really a concern of us. How to do this? Alright, so I'm gonna have to confess that my experience with EU4 is a little bit limited. Because while I have been watching, or have watched, a lot of Roomba07 playing this game, I'll admit some of the things he does kind of fly right past me. Because he is so experienced with that game that I just can no longer follow him. Especially not now that he's mostly focused on achievement runs and all that. And he's able to just do things without even thinking about it. I mean, he and other players of that game that are very experienced with it can find all the exploits. I have not figured out any exploits. So I could not possibly do them. If you want to point them out to me, that's fine. But don't count on me actually remembering them or using them appropriately, because I'm just not that kind of player. I am not in a rush, I am not looking for a quick fix of any kind. And I don't feel like gaming this system too much, I just want to have fun. And if I have to watch for every exploit and all the little things you could do, I mean, I know that I don't know if they fixed the Ghost Diplomat exploit. But, for instance, doing that, yeah, I can see how that might give you a huge benefit. I am never gonna use that. It is too much work for not enough gain. Alright, so let's get claims on stuff. I hate to do this, Flanders, but I really need this land. I need more coastline. As much as I want the rest of Wallonia. Right now that's not a concern too much. I mean, this is all part of Heinert. Well, these three are. I kinda need Burgundy to get into a war, but he's currently at a truce with Brittany for some whatever reason. I mean, I know Burgundy was heavily involved in the 100 Years' War that the French and English are currently finishing off. But admittedly, my knowledge of this part of history is a little bit muddled. Because, like I said, Dutch history really doesn't start talking about what happened in this particular region until the Dutch independence. The Grand Hall. Alright, yeah, we'll have some prestige. Prestige is good. Alright. Are you willing to support us yet? Still a neutral attitude. I mean, they have rivaled you. Alright, let's see. Castile. You have King Juan and Enrique. We have King Alfonso and Jean. The Iberian wedding doesn't look likely to happen just yet. Alright, so Poland is still in the interregnum. Come on, get a Jagallian. Alright, the Pretender rises in Granada. They are currently at war with Tlemcen. Yeah, Morocco, that's... They have really reworked this one. Because I was playing a couple of practice games as Portugal, see if I could do it, but Morocco is a lot harder to crack if you don't have help from someone that's slightly bigger, because by gods, Portugal has the worst troop remaking of manpower recovery of any nation I've ever played. Although admittedly Brabant isn't much better, because right now I believe we are running a... no, not quite. We're almost running a deficit on things. Alright, let's build up to the limit. Yeah, they went with the Jagallian. So that should mean that Lithuania is no longer a valid rival. next month. Alright, so let's build to the force limit. Get our missions done. Although admittedly, missions probably don't matter quite as much. But that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.